Hello, my name is Jasmine, and today I'm gonna be ranking my fictional crushes again for the second time. But this time I'm gonna be ranking my live action fictional crushes. Because in the first part I did animated crushes that included kind of like CGI and puppets as well. But this is gonna be strictly live action humans. You should watch the first video if you didn't. Some of the characters on there were kind of questionable, but hey, I was just speaking my truth, I guess. The characters in this video are gonna be a lot tamer in comparison, I think. So let's get into the list. It's gonna be the same as the last list. At the top, we're gonna have "That's Mine" and "I'm gonna stick beside him," which basically, just is the category for top tier characters that I'm gonna claim no matter what. I love them down. And next we have "Valid." These are the characters that I feel like, it's pretty reasonable why I have an interest in them, and I feel like the vast majority of people feel the same way. Yeah, that's a cool character. Below that we have "Okay," and these are for characters that are kind of questionable, not necessarily diabolical, but just like, So under "Okay" we have "Oh, that's not," and I don't know, these are just for characters that just like really make me stop and question myself a bit. And then under that we have "Perhaps I Am the Problem." This is basically the tier that makes me question my sanity. Okay, let's just get right into the video.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Okay, first we have Monica from Love and Basketball. Love and Basketball is basically a movie about these two childhood best friends. They play basketball and they're like in love. The character, Monica herself, she was kind of devious sometimes. Her whole thing was like, she was like a tomboy. She's like, I just want to play basketball and be kind of rude and also sometimes slut shame people. She was kind of problematic.
Is it me? Am I the drama?
I could be remembering this wrong, but at the end of the movie, she like literally like took someone's man. I'm pretty sure. But she was hot, so I really don't know what you want from me. Like, take a look at this scene. You're gonna sit here and watch this and tell me that she doesn't deserve to be high from that alone? I'm gonna put her in... I feel like she's valid. The next character that we have is... Spencer Reed from Criminal Minds. I have not watched Criminal Minds in a long time, but Spencer was just kind of like the really nerdy, dorky, autistic coded character. I don't know, something about him just as a kid I like latched onto. It could be because he's autistic and I was like, oh my god, me.
I like him. I like that autistic man.
I'm gonna put him in valid. After Spencer we have literally everybody from Three's Company. Okay, not all the characters, but we have Chrissy, Jack, and Janet. They basically were a throuple. They were technically just friends, but the show was like really racy and it like ruffled a bunch of feathers because it was like shocking and kind of like ahead of its time. But also it was very much a product of its time. And we're gonna start with Chrissy. Chrissy was basically the blonde airhead one, and she was solely for comedic relief, so she's gonna go invalid. She's played by, what is her name, Suzanne Summers, and she's just amazing. I loved Chrissy. Then we have Janet. Janet was kind of like the more like stern. She was really smart and she had like black hair. She's just like, I don't know, she's just that girl to me. Janet was my favorite of the three, so I'm gonna put her in valid. And I just wanted to be their fourth, but she was like the one that I wanted the most. And then we have Jack. I'm gonna put Jack slightly lower than the other two just because he was kind of weird. He made a bunch of like advances and like passes at the girls like earlier on in the show that wasn't reciprocated, but then they started to reciprocate his advances later on in the show, so he's getting points deducted for that. And he's also getting points deducted for the stereotypical gay stuff. But other than that, he was just like a cool, funny character. He was alright. He was probably my least favorite of the group. So the next character that we have on the list is Edward Scissorhands. And he's gonna be the first to go at the top because I love him. He deserved so much more than that town. They didn't understand him, okay? I got him and they didn't. He literally has no flaws. He was just amazing. He was the cool goth guy that lived up the street. He was too good for that town, okay? So yeah, Edward is going straight to the top. Next we have Roderick from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. The movies. And he is gonna go in okay. Only because I don't remember much about his character. I remember liking him for some weird reason. I feel like I wasn't supposed to like him. I remember he was in a band, I think, called Loaded Diaper. He gets points for that. He was like the mean older brother, but I don't remember anything specifically about him that runs much deeper than that. Next, we have Sydney Novak from I Am Not Okay With This. Sydney Novak is played by Sophia Lillis. She's going in the top tier just for that, just so you know. But Sydney Novak has superpowers. She has telekinesis. I've always said, if I had a superpower, I'd want it to be telekinesis. That sounds so cool and fun and convenient. You could do so much stuff with telekinesis. Okay, what else? What else should I learn for her? She's really funny. She's like snarky. She's kind of mean, but she's mean to everyone except for her best friend Dina. When I used to watch the show, I would imagine that I was Dina. Because she was in love with Dina, so I was like, obviously, this is the person I need to be. Like, oh, you're mean to everyone, like, except for me. She treated Dina kind of bad. She wasn't mean to her like she was to other people, but she did kind of, like, betray her trust. Which is bad, but, like, I could fix her. If I was Dina, I would have known what to do, okay? She's going to the top. The next character that we have on the list is the Tin Man. So I'm looking at his picture again. The only thing that I'm feeling is terrified. Oh! I'm scared. I don't know why he's on this list. I remember his personality. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe as a kid, I was like, I'm looking past the physical and I'm understanding the mental, the personality. He was a romantic. He just wanted a heart. And he had the most heart of everyone all along. I'm gonna have to put him in this bottom tier though, because why the hell does he look like that? Actually, I can't put him in the bottom. I'm gonna put him one tier up from the bottom just because I feel like he didn't deserve to go in the bottom. Next, we have Misty Day from American Horror Story, Season 3, Coven. She was like an earthy girl, like she loved nature. She had this power, I don't know if there's a specific name for it, is it necromancy? But she could bring things back from the dead. And I love her for that. She's also gonna go in the top. The next character is Mona from Half and Half. Half and Half was a sitcom in like the 90s or early 2000s that starred these two girls, Mona and Dee Dee. She had everything. She had money, a good job, had hoes, and then there was Mona who was the ugly one, the ugly, awkward one who couldn't keep a man, etc. I always found it very weird that they casted Rachel True as the ugly one. She was not. Like, hello? Are we seeing the same person? Also, her fashion sense was impeccable. That alone makes her go in the top tier. I wanted to look like her so bad when I was a kid. As far as her style goes, I still use her as inspiration for some of my outfits to this day. She's had just that much of an impact. I related to her because I have a half sister and I always felt just like really kind of like out of place and compared to her. So I liked her a lot. Next we have Steve-O from SLC Punk. Steve-O is the protagonist of the movie, and he basically just it's a coming of age. He spends the movie figuring himself out and what he actually wants to do with his life. And you know, as far as his character goes, he's fine. I really like him, if I'm being completely honest, because it's Matthew Lillard. Every time I see Matthew Lillard dressed up all alternative, it just does it for me. It does it for me every time. That's honestly what made me want to watch this movie. And I'm glad that I did. I got thirst trapped into watching a movie. Now I feel like based on his look alone, that's not enough to put him in the top tier, so I'm just gonna put him in valid. The next character that we have is Lurch from the Addams Family. He's going in the top tier. Oh, next we have the vampires. The first vampire that we have is the Countess from American Horror Story Season 5, Hotel. Now, the Countess is played by Lady Gaga. She's going in the top tier for that fact alone. Was she good? Not necessarily. She did some bad things. She left a string of broken hearts. She was really manipulative. She was a murderer. But she was hot. So can you blame her? I mean, I can list, you know, 1,000 things that she did wrong, but was it really wrong? Is it really wrong to do bad things if you look this good when you're doing them? And that's exactly the same thing that I have to say about this next character, the last character on this list, Akasha from Queen of the Damned. She was the queen of the vampires, okay? She was that girl. She's played by Aaliyah. She was the vampire mother, okay? She has to go in the top tier. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching if you did, and thank you for watching all the way to the end if you did. That makes me really happy. If you liked this video, please give it a like. Please subscribe to my channel if you feel so inclined.